and welcome to NDTV-Dettol Banega Swachh India. I'm Vikram Thapa and with me is Dia Mirza. Thank you so much, Dia, for talking to us.
Thank you.
Today she's here because we are here to meet the kids from the school. It's called The Shed and it's in suburban Mumbai. But before that, Dia, please come. A couple of questions about what we are trying to do and what is happening. I mean, for the last year or so, we've been talking about how Swachh Bharat and Swachh India is really important. Where do you think we are going with this? Or where do you think have we gone with this?
We have a long way to go. Have we made some difference? Maybe we have, but it's not a visible difference yet.
Okay.
Look around us, whether you're an urban dweller living in a city and you see the state of our streets, sidewalks, pavements, public spaces, and you see littering and strewing of all kinds of waste, and even our garbage dumps are not, respected, so to speak. And then you go into rural India, and I've happened to have visited quite a few places this year, and places that were beautiful and pristine and clean have suddenly started becoming dirtier than ever before. You see a lot of plastic waste. I think plastic is one of the biggest menaces of our society. You have all kinds of packaging strewn, plastic bottles. When you think about an individual cleaning up 8 tons of waste, garbage from the Everest, it is an indication of how far our garbage has reached and how far our filth has reached.
How do you stop this? What can you really do? In Singapore, not so long ago, people were getting whipped for it. There was like capital punishment for it. You throw a bubble gum, you throw a chewing gum, you spit on the road, you get thrashed for it. But you obviously can't do that in India because we are a society which is...
And how many people are you going to
And how many?
beat up?
We're like 100 crores.
No,
okay.
it's okay. So I'm not in favor of any kind of dictatorial
Yes, of
attitude
course.
and imposition of rule. I think it's so much about addressing the mindset. Yes, rules and penalties and fines may help be a deterrent to a certain extent, but how do you overcome the enormity of the issue? It's everywhere, and how many civic bodies and how many municipalities and how many policemen are going to start focusing on kachra mat pheko, don't use the streets to pass urine. That's another thing that we do a lot of. Well, the counter argument can be that we don't have enough lavatories in public spaces, which is why people are compelled to use. Or if they exist, they're so dirty that nobody wants to use it. So the better choice.
They actually tried, the Maharashtra government tried something. The BMC had these BMC marshals who would come up to you if you ever littered around, and you would actually be fined for it. But it somehow did not work.
Because there are too many people doing it, and it's impossible for a small number of people to contain the enormity of this issue. So we really need to start at a grassroots level, which is start with kids and hope that in the next 5 years, 10 years, those kids will go back home and practice what they're learning, but also help elders kind of reform, and make them more mindful of their actions.
No, but tell me, as a person who belongs to the film industry, and you're also a producer now, what are the steps that you usually take to make sure that that your sets are cleaner? And
we have strict rules, and if anybody doesn't follow the rules, they're fined. But I find that there are days when there are certain parts of the crew, certain members of the crew that don't really necessarily respect the rule. So you can have a signage up saying "Don't litter." But we also kind of have reduced the kind of things that cause littering on a film set ordinarily, typically rather. So those little plastic cups that serve tea and coffee, we don't use those. We serve our teas and coffees in glasses, and they get washed. If you want to drink a cup of tea, you have to find a clean glass to wash and use. So that reduces litter considerably. Paper is a ban. We don't use paper unless, of course, an actor is using a script or a department head is using a sheet that they need. Apart from that, there is no excessive paper that is used. And if people don't follow the rule, they're fined.
Yeah.
And the fine varies from 500 rupees to 5,000 rupees depending on how many times you've broken the rule.
Okay.
So with each time that you're caught, the rule gets, the fine increases. Or else, as the leader, as the producer, if I walk onto a set and I see kachra around, I pick it up myself in the full view of my entire team, and I will find a dustbin to put it into. You do it 4 times, 5 times, the 6th time you notice that people hesitate. They think twice before throwing it down because that association of Dia will come to set and start picking it up, I rather not throw it. I'm saying use whatever way you can to find a way to get through to people, but you have to lead by example. You have to lead by example.
Well, that's the reason why we have this, Banega Swachh India campaign. It's a Swachhta Ki Pathshala.
Yes.
But here we don't lose control. We teach the kids that they need to take up and they need to be educating their elders. I mean,
Yes.
child is the father of man.
Yes.
That's what they said.
Yeah. Child gives birth to the mother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Even appropriate.
Yeah.